Welcome to Cricket Abstract in our new showdown series, Legend Faceoffs. Today we pit two of the most exhilarating batsmen in Test cricket history against each other, AB de Villiers versus Kevin Pietersen. Who was the ultimate Test match dynamo? Who thrived under pressure? Who owned the biggest stage? Let's dive into the numbers, the moments, and the magic. South Africa's Mr. 360. AB, the man who could switch from an unbreakable wall to an attacking gladiator in an instant. Kevin Pietersen, aka KP, England's aggressive and strategic weapon. A player who made bowlers sweat with his audacious stroke play and fearlessness. Both dominated, but who did it better? Let's find out. The overall record. By the end of his career, Kevin Pietersen played 181 Test innings, amassing 8,181 runs at an impressive average of 47.28. With 23 centuries, 35 50s, a strike rate of 61.72, and a top score of 227 against Australia in Adelaide. AB, 191 Test innings, 8,765 runs, a stellar average of 50.66, with 22 centuries, 46 50s, a strike rate of 54.51, and a highest score of 278 not out, against Pakistan in Abu Dhabi. KP edges out AB with more centuries and a superior strike rate, reflecting his aggressive, game-changing style. However, AB counters with a better overall average and more 50s, showing his consistency and adaptability. Pietersen's high strike rate meant he was a nightmare for bowlers, constantly putting pressure on the opposition, while AB's balanced approach made him equally dangerous in different match situations. With such contrasting styles but near identical output, this contest is already too close to call. Let's talk double tons. AB recorded 2 double centuries, with an unbeaten 278 versus Pakistan in Abu Dhabi and 217 not out versus India in Ahmedabad. Pietersen outdid him with 3 double tons, with his 226 versus the West Indies in Leeds, 227 versus Australia in Adelaide, and an unbeaten 202 versus India at Lord's. KP leads in quantity, but AB's came in clutch situations, often dragging South Africa out of trouble. AB's 278 not out remains South Africa's second highest individual Test score, while KP's 227 in Adelaide was an Ashes masterclass in destruction. Take your pick. Now let's see how these two legends performed against various sides, saving performances against each other and versus Australia for last. Against New Zealand, AB played 14 innings, scored 546 runs at an average of 39, no hundreds, 5 50s, and a top score of 97, striking at 60. Pietersen, on the other hand, played 13 innings versus the Kiwis, scored 530 runs at an average of 40.76, with 2 centuries, 150, and a best of 129, striking at 48.4. Against the Black Caps, KP slightly edges this battle with a better average and 2 centuries. AB had a better strike rate and 4 more 50s but no hundreds. A close win for Pietersen. Against the West Indies, KP played 21 innings, scored 1,124 runs at a stellar average of 56.21, hitting 3 centuries and 6 50s with a best of 226, striking at over 70. Incredible numbers at a tremendous scoring rate. AB also played 21 innings, amassed 1,347 runs at an even higher average of 84.18, including 6 centuries and 5 50s with a highest score of 178, striking at 55. Both players enjoyed phenomenal success against the Windies and clearly stamped their authority, with AB's massive numbers giving him the edge in average and total runs scored. Both dominated, but AB's absurd average of 84.18 is outrageous. KP, however, had a better strike rate and a double century. Win for AB, but both were West Indies' worst nightmares. Against Sri Lanka, AB played 12 innings, compiled 691 runs at a dominating average of 62.81, including 1 century, 5 50s, and a highest score of 160 not out, striking at 60.29. Meanwhile, KP played 19 innings, amassed 874 runs at a stellar average of 51.41, with 300s, 250s, and a top score of 158, striking at a rapid 70. It's a close contest against Sri Lanka, with both players displaying dominating numbers. KP had a noticeably better strike rate and scored 2 more hundreds, while AB's average was higher and scored 3 more 50s. Too close to call, both dominated in their own styles. Versus India, Pietersen played 32 innings, struck 1,581 runs at 58.55 with 6 centuries, 6 50s, a very positive test strike rate of 64.3, and a top score of 202 not out, while AB averaged just 39.23 in 30 innings, with 3 centuries, 3 50s striking at 52.7, with a highest score of 217 not out. KP clearly loved Indian bowlers. This was KP's domain. He completely outshone AB against India, boasting a much higher average by nearly 20 runs with double the centuries, double the 50s and a superior strike rate. AB had his moments and also managed a valiant double hundred, but KP was undoubtedly more dominant. This round is all KP. Against Pakistan, AB played 20 innings with a phenomenal average of 65.41, hitting 5 centuries, 3 50s and striking at 58.2 with a monstrous highest score of 278 not out. While KP surprisingly managed an average of only 30.2 over the span of 18 innings, with 200s, 3 50s, a top score of 135 and a strike rate of 55.8. KP fans, look away. AB more than doubled Pietersen's average, scored 4 more centuries, and registered one of South Africa's greatest test innings. Complete AB domination versus Pakistan. Now let's see how they stacked up against each other. Against South Africa, Kevin Pietersen played 18 test innings, scoring 817 runs at an average of 45.38, with 3 centuries, 2 50s and an aggressive strike rate of 67.63, with a best of 152 at Headingley. Meanwhile, AB faced England over the span of 34 innings, scoring a total of 1,393 runs at an average of 42.21. This included 2 centuries and 7 50s with a best of 174, striking at a measured 52.58. The takeaway: who had the edge? When facing each other's nations, both AB and Kevin Pietersen experienced dips in their career averages, proving how tough these matchups were. However, Pietersen emerged with a slight edge. His average of 45.38 against South Africa was higher than AB's 42.21 against England and scored more centuries despite playing nearly half the innings. His strike rate of 67.63 also showcased his ability to dominate the South African bowling attack. On the other hand, AB played almost twice as many innings against England, amassed over 1,300 runs, and scored 7 50s, showing his consistency against a strong English bowling unit. Though his strike rate was lower at 52.58, his ability to grind through tough situations was evident, and he had the higher top score. While KP was more explosive against South Africa, AB was the steadier force against England. It's an interesting battle, but Pietersen's got the statistical edge, both in average and conversion rate, giving him the win in this particular duel. Now the big question, how did these two greats perform against the Aussies? Let's start with KP. Pietersen played 50 innings, amassing 2,158 runs at a solid average of 45, with 4 centuries, 13 50s, 2 not-outs, and a strike rate of 56. Brilliant stuff. And what about AB? 45 innings, 2,068 runs at a very impressive average of 51.7 with 6 centuries, 13 50s, 5 not-outs, and a steady strike rate of 49. Incredible numbers. At first glance, AB's higher average and additional centuries suggest he was the bigger menace to Australia. His ability to both counterattack and anchor in innings was on full display, especially during his 169-run masterclass at Perth in 2012. His 3 additional not-outs also contributed to his superior average. But do not write off KP. Pietersen was an Ashes hero, delivering series-defining knocks time and again on the biggest stage. His legendary 158 in the 2005 Ashes series helped England reclaim the urn after 20 years against a star-studded Australian attack, featuring McGrath, Warne, Lee, and Gillespie. He followed that up with an epic 227 in Adelaide in 2010, a knock that ranks among England's finest individual performances in Ashes history. Beyond the stats, their styles of domination were poles apart. AB was a master of calculated aggression, adjusting his game to the situation. His strike rate of 49 suggests a more measured approach, but his heroics in Adelaide in 2012, where he blocked out 33 runs from 220 balls at a strike rate of just 15 to save the match, proved his ability to grind it out against Australia when needed. Pietersen, on the other hand, was pure fearlessness and flair. He thrived on aggression, often putting Australia on the back foot with his audacious stroke play. His ability to take on Lee, Warne, and McGrath like few others before him made him one of the most dangerous test batsmen of all time. Both played crucial match-winning innings. AB in South Africa's historic 2008 series win in Australia, where he scored a vital 106 at the MCG, his 126 not out at home in 2018, which set up a 3-1 series win for South Africa, and KP, with his historic Ashes-defining knocks of 158 in 2005 and 227 runs in 2010, winning the test and setting up a 3-1 series victory down under. So who takes this battle? If you consider statistics alone, AB wins with 2 more hundreds and a higher average, but KP was an Ashes giant taking on the Aussies more aggressively, had a double ton to his name which AB did not, and delivered in series-defining moments. When it came to big match temperament, both excelled, AB often absorbing pressure and countering Australia's attacks, while KP thrived on sheer bravado and putting the Aussies under siege. Honors even here! Final verdict between these two test titans. This battle was a thrilling back and forth, with each player shining in different areas. AB had a slightly better overall average, held a solid record against Australia, dominated Pakistan, the West Indies, Sri Lanka, had more 50s, and was a nightmare for bowlers with his versatility. KP, however, was an Ashes hero, with a powerful impact versus the Aussies. Terrorized India, also dominated the West Indies and Sri Lanka, but had one more 100 and double century to his name. Against each other, pretty even, just slightly in favor of KP. Ultimately, AB embodied adaptability, seamlessly switching between defense and attack as the situation demanded. He was a brilliant crisis man capable of rescuing his team from peril and single-handedly dismantling bowling attacks. Kevin Pietersen was a match winner in the truest sense, thriving on the biggest stages, delivering series-defining innings when the pressure was at its highest. If you want consistency, versatility, and technical brilliance, AB is your guy. If you want higher striking, swagger, and a knack for dominating the biggest moments, like defeating Australia in an Ashes series, KP is the man. In the end, both were generational greats who defined an era in Test cricket. But wait, we're not done yet. This was only part 1. In part 2, we'll dive into how these two legends fared in different conditions, home versus away, seaming versus spinning tracks, 6 hitting and more. Who was the true master of test batting between these two? Please like and subscribe for part 2 to find out.